Good morning, everybody. We're live here from the birdhouse. We are already into the month of February, so we are 1 month closer to springtime, which is always a fun migration time. But there are still some birds that you can find in the area that are migratory or they've migrated here for the winter. So there's still lots of fun stuff that you can see around here. As always, we love to know what kind of things you are seeing in your yard and when you are outdoors, so you can put those in the comments. We are also planning our events and planning our live streams for this year ahead. So if there are certain things you want to learn about or certain kinds of guests that you'd like to have us on here, let us know. Put those in the comments. Also, we love to have your feedback on what kind of things you'd like to see on this broadcast. So we plan on having more guests and more things like that this year. So excited about that. And yeah, let us know if you have any questions. You can put those in the comments, or you can just say hi. We will get started here with a little bit of a birding update, and then we'll talk about keeping feeders clean also, because if you are watching the news, there's been lots of news about the bird flu and people concerned about bird flu, and it should always be something on your mind is keeping your bird feeders and everything clean. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Some things that we've got going on online right now. We've got our caption contest is starting tomorrow. So if you're familiar with that, on Facebook, we have had a caption contest where you can caption different photos that came in from our photo contest, and you put a comment on that photo, and the comment that gets the most likes or reactions, you win a gift certificate to the store. So that's going to start tomorrow. So keep your eye on our Facebook page. It's just going to be on Facebook for that. Also, what we've got going on right now is one of our staff members, Cassidy, made a awesome little birding quiz here that we've got up on our Facebook page and on our Instagram and even on TikTok. And if you participate in the quiz, which I'll play for you right here, if you get all the answers right, you are randomly going to be put into a drawing for a $20 gift certificate for the store. So it costs nothing to enter. And you just put your answers in the comments, either on Facebook, Instagram, or on TikTok, and we will do the drawing for that gift certificate on Tuesday. So here's a little quiz here from in the upstate New York area. Starting last night, we started to get quite a bit of snow. So this is kind of like what it looked like today, and actually this morning here, lots and lots of snowflakes. So here's the bird quiz.
Quiz time. What birds do you see in this video? Put your answers in the comments below. Make sure to put your guesses in the comments below. Thanks for joining, everyone.
So if you want to participate in our fun little snowy bird quiz, definitely put your answers in on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, and we'll give the answers out on Tuesday. There's one kind of tricky one in there. So be specific about the birds that you see, and we'll do a drawing for that gift certificate. So some things we've got going on here. We are, like I said, planning our events not only for online, for streaming, but also in the store. And next Saturday, February 8th, we have Teddy the Snowy Owl coming to the store from 11 to 1. Teddy is from Wild Wings, who house birds of prey who can't be released into the wild, and they use them as education birds. And Teddy will be here next Saturday at the store, which will be really fun. We always love to see Teddy the Snowy Owl. So he'll be here next week. The following week, on the 15th, we are going to be doing a walk in Mendon Ponds, and we're going to be walking the birdsong trail where you can feed the birds right out of your hand. So that's super fun. So that is going to be on the Saturday after the 8th. So that is the following Saturday. It's going to be on the 15th. So we are starting our event list, our event calendar for the year. So keep an eye out on Facebook and our website as we start to post those events. And like I said, if there's certain things that you would like to see either in person or online, certain events or speakers, put them in the comments and let us know, because we'd love to have your feedback. We just got this photo in this morning from our winter wonderland we've got going on here. I believe this was Sharon who sent this in, said birds ravenous at the feeder, and sent this picture in of a whole bunch of, looks like goldfinches, and there's a chickadee in there eating away at the bird feeder. Some birds that have been spotted in the area, we have a lot of red-bellied woodpeckers, so you probably get a lot of red-bellied woodpeckers at your feeders, but red-headed woodpeckers are more uncommon. They do sometimes come to bird feeders, especially along the lake shore, but there's been a red-headed woodpecker seen locally at our Durand Eastman Park, which is in the Rochester area, over at the Sunset Shelter. It's been there pretty reliably, so that is still being seen. If you're looking for red-headed woodpecker, that is a good place to go. Also, somebody reported locally yellow-rumped warbler, and they actually reported 4 of them in a mixed flock, which is not common. We were sharing the photos recently and video of pine warbler from one of our customers, which is also seasonally uncommon. But you never know what you might see when you go out birding, and there were a group of 4 yellow-rumped warblers reported in this past week. So really, really cool sighting there. So even in the wintertime, you might just happen upon some warblers. Golden crown kinglets, people are reporting them. This is what you're most likely to see. If you see a little small bird kind of hopping around in the trees and bushes, it's probably a golden crown kinglet, but you never know. Take a second look, because it could just very well be something like yellow-rumped warbler or that pine warbler. So just never know. For the first time, I saw in my yard, and I got a notification on my haiku box that there was a new bird in the yard, and I could confirm it later on in the day that I've had pine siskin coming to my Niger feeder. So they like the Niger seed, and I've been feeding the Finch favorite, and that's a mix of the Niger seed and ground up sunflower hearts, and that's what they've been coming to. So you never know what kind of new birds you might get even in the wintertime. So this was a new one for me. We talk about the pine siskin and being on the lookout for pine siskin at feeders, and I finally got some in my yard. So really exciting. And people are still seeing some snowy owls around. So definitely go out there and take a look for, try to find yourself a snowy owl this winter. It's been a decent winter for snowy owls. And locally, if you're in the Rochester area or even the Western New York area, a place that's been pretty reliable for snowy owl sightings is the Finger Lakes Airport. So that's the place to go if you are looking for snowy owls with some reliability. That's been the place. Snow buntings, if you're on a birding trip and you're going through the back roads looking for some birds and you're passing fields, still look out for those snow buntings that will have flocks like this. Sometimes you might just see a couple. Sometimes you might see flocks like this flying low over the field. So snow buntings are out there. And snow goose. There's been snow goose reported, some just in small amounts, some in the thousands, some groups in the thousands of snow geese. And keeping an eye out on these big snow goose migration numbers. We don't have the large numbers of snow geese flying through yet, like this picture would show, but there have been some reports done in the Finger Lakes of 3,000, 5,000 geese. There's also been in the news, snow goose deaths have been reported due to bird flu or suspected from bird flu. And so that's why I want to talk about keeping bird feeders clean, because although at the moment the birds that are really have been affected by this are domestic birds like chicken and domestic ducks, domestic poultry. It's always a good thing to just err on the side of caution about. So far, the health department and all that, all the powers that be are saying that there is very, very low risk to humans with the bird flu. There haven't been any reports of humans spreading it to other humans, or the birds spreading it to humans But you just always want to err on the side of caution, because there have been some larger birds that have been affected by it, some larger wild birds like the snow geese. The waterfowl can be affected by it. Sometimes birds of prey can be affected by the bird flu. So you just want to be careful about that. So you're still good to keep your feeders out. There's no reason why you should be scared about feeding your wild birds. That is completely safe. The only time they say to take your feeders down is if you do happen to also have some birds like chickens in your backyard, or if your neighbors have chickens or something like that, you would want to take your feeders down. But unless that is the case, you are totally good to keep your feeders out. Definitely want to keep them clean though, and you want to clean them out anytime you see if there's seed that's getting caked in the feeder, if it looks like there's any mold or anything like that. You absolutely want to keep them clean. We recommend cleaning them at least a few times a year, really scrubbing them down. But it can depend on the feeder too. Sometimes some are just more likely to get clogged up than others. So you want to clean them pretty often as you can't clean them too often. But keeping them clean is super important. If you've got one that has a base that pops out, that can be really helpful for cleaning. If you're able to clean them out once a month, that's probably ideal. We do free bird feeder cleanings, free tube feeder cleanings here twice a year. We have our event in April and then again in September, which is completely free. But if you're not sure how to clean your feeder, you can always bring it in here and we will do that for you for a $10 charge. We'll do that any time of the year. And you can always just bring it in and we'll show you how to do it too. So when we do our bird feeder cleanings here, what we do is we take the feeders all apart. So we take all the perches out, we take the base out, we unscrew all the little parts and pieces. Some of them are easier to take apart than others. And then we soak it in a hot soapy water, and that does most of the work, honestly. We use Dawn dish soap. We let it sit for a little bit. And then we will use a bottle brush like this to clean out the whole feeder. And then we dip it in a light bleach solution, which is always a good thing to do. And the bleach solution is 1 part bleach to 10 parts water. So you want to dip it in a solution like that, make sure all the little microbes and everything have been killed off. And then we rinse it off really well, let it dry, and then we put it all back together. So definitely want to keep those bird feeders clean and clean them and scrub them as often as you can. If you can't take them all apart and do a really thorough cleaning like this all the time, we do have some different things that will help kind of keep them clean in those in-between times. We have this bird feeder cleaner spray now. This is from the Bird's Choice Company, where we're always promoting their paddle tail suet feeders and things. They came out with this bird feeder cleaner, and they're saying to clean the bird feeders every 1 to 2 weeks. Realistically, that's probably not going to happen, but it is always a good thing to do if you're able to. But they came out with a bird feeder cleaning spray, which is really nice, and it just helps break down some of that gunk that can get into the bird feeders. Another thing that I really like is there are these bird feeder wipes. I found these to be so easy to use, really simple. You're probably familiar with things like the Clorox wipes, which are simple cleaning tool. They're the same kind of thing, same packaging, but they're made for bird feeders. And so this is a really easy way to clean off your bird feeders. The company that makes these is called Carefree Enzymes. They're the same company that makes the bird bath protector that you can put a little bit of the fluid in the bird bath to break down some of the gunk that gets in the bird baths. They came out with these wipes. Same kind of thing. It's all just natural enzymes that'll help break down some of the gunk and waste that can get on bird feeders. I especially like these to clean out my bird houses. I know these say bird feeder wipes, but I use these more often for bird houses. I usually thoroughly clean my bird feeders, and then I'll use these wipes to clean out my bird houses throughout the season once the birds have fledged. And especially at the end of the season, I can give them a really good cleaning with the wipes. I love it because you don't have to and get a towel all gross, so you don't have to use all these paper towels and sprays. It just limits the amount of items that you need to clean out the bird houses. So you can use them for houses or for feeders, and those are really helpful, I find. So that's just my little update. If you can take your feeders down and clean them, that's always good. But don't worry about the bird flu affecting your songbirds at your feeders. They're not at risk at the moment, which is fabulous. So you are perfectly fine, still keeping your bird feeders out. Looks like there's a couple of comments here. Mary Lynn said, I had fun participating. She participated in our little bird quiz, which is really fun, and that'll be going on through Tuesday morning. So on Tuesday, we'll do the drawing of the winner of the bird feeder quiz, who will get a $20 gift certificate. Stephanie is on and says, can you tell us more about your haiku box? Yes, I did mention earlier that my haiku box picked up a pine siskin in my yard, and I was able to later see that at the feeder, which was really fun. The haiku box is a thing you put outside, plugs in, and it'll listen to all the birds in your yard, and it will give you a report on all of the birds that it hears, how many times it heard them. You can look at charts to see when it heard them. And if you would like it to, it'll send you a notification anytime it gets a new bird in the yard, which is what happened. I just got a notification that said new bird detected, and it was a pine siskin. So I'm really excited to use this come migration season. I've only had it since the fall, so I've been getting all my fall birds and winter birds, and it's been really great to see all of those. But I'm sure there's so many birds that pass through during migration that I don't even know about in the yard. So it's just a device. It operates just kind of like how Merlin does on the phone, where if you hear a bird, you pull up Merlin and it'll tell you what it is. But this is operating all the time. So it's constantly listening to the birds in your yard day and night, and it'll tell you what birds you're getting in your yard. And you can look at all of those reports and you can filter them anyway. It's a very nerdy bird device, but it's really, really fun. And we've had a few customers pick it up, and they are loving it. So it's really fun to compare the reports and everything. Stephanie says those bird feeder wipes sound like a great idea for cleaning off weather guards. Oh my gosh, absolutely. Yes, they're great for cleaning off the tops of bird feeders, for the weather guards. That's a great idea. All those things that collect debris. If you've got a baffle on your feeders or on a pole, these are great for cleaning all that off. So you just wipe it down and throw it out, and you're done. So yeah, great idea for cleaning off the weather guards. And Mary is on and says, thank you guys for watching. And like I said, if you have ideas of classes or things you'd like us to do here at the store or online, let us know. Put them in the comments of things that you'd like us to bring to you. We're always looking to bring authors and speakers, and let us know if you have any ideas. But we are right in our stages of planning for the year ahead. We've got some fun things going on. And the kickoff is really Teddy the Snowy Owl coming in next Saturday at the store. So if you're local, stop on in and come see Teddy. And either way, we'll be back on Tuesday with another broadcast. And until then, have a great weekend, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.